Welcome to Mother's Narrative Network. Before we begin, please like and subscribe for more daily uploads. Hope you enjoy today's video. Am I being unreasonable to pelt my cakes at this mum's head in the playground this afternoon? The school are having a cake sale tomorrow and have begged for donations of cakes. They have been Facebooking about how desperate they are all week, as they want to make a dent in the £12,000 target needed for some new play equipment in the playground. One might think that flogging cakes at 30p each is not the way to make a dent, but that's another thing. I am pushed for time this week, but I thought I could do some cornflake Easter nests with some mini eggs on top as a quick alternative to baking and frosting 24 fairy cakes. So I went out and bought the stuff, which I reckon cost more than they will get from the sales tbh. Then I replied to one of the FB begging messages saying, I will bring some cornflake Easter nests tomorrow, we'll have about 40, then one of the PTA women replied, haha. That's great, but be prepared to take most of them home as they don't sell as well as real cakes, duck. You? Itch? I think in that case I'd reply, okay, then I won't bother. Cornflake cakes are the best sellers at my son's school and preschool fetes. The kids love them. I'd take those over another mother ducking cupcake any day. Stick them in the freezer overnight so the edges are really sharp, then pelt the ducking itch. With mini eggs on top and loads of chocolate, what's not to like? I thought that was a standard kid fare. Fair enough, it may not be to all adults' taste, but if your cake sales are anything like ours, it's normally the kids, well with the parents' money, doing most of the buying. You are not being unreasonable, although don't pelt your cakes at her, use her crappy cakes. I'll come buy all your lovely cornflake cakes since they, and Rice Krispie cakes, are far superior to regular cakes. So there. Save a couple that don't work so well, chocolate doesn't set, for e.g., and pelt her with those. Although the frozen sharp edge idea appeals, I prefer the idea of sticky chocolate nests lodging in her hair for the day. Make them, and when you leave wave your empty Tupperware at her and shout, I told off some of the children for using your real cakes as cannon fodder in a cake fight. You're welcome. Email the school and tell them that the PTA are actively discouraging parents from donating in this way with their smug sneering at your efforts, and that the only reason you are sending the buns in now is that you had already done the shopping for the ingredients, but they can whistle in future. And I agree about the pricing. I made a load of buns for the children's center once, and they sold them at such a ridiculously low price, they would have been better off if I'd baked nothing and given them the ingredients money instead. Maybe she is just trying to put me off making the cakes, because she knows my skills will show up her sunken lemon drizzle cake. Honestly, she does one every bake sale and it never sells. The kids always go for things with the most colors on, don't they? Then all of the other bake sale twit mums coo round her going, we'll have some now with our tea, and she always goes, that's why I make one of those. So there is always some left for the mums. Kiddies don't like traditional cakes. As if it was all a nefarious plan on her part not to make something the kids will buy rather than the truth, which is nobody bought her cake, because it looks like the dog trod on it. What an ungrateful cow. I am more likely to buy cornflake cakes tbh, and now I'm annoyed, because I've already ordered my groceries and didn't add them to the list, because at least you know they'll be yummy, unlike fairy cakes, which may well be burnt to dents etc. I hope they sell out. And you should bribe your child and their friends to stage a fist fight over the last cake, just to rub it in that your crispy cakes are the best things ever. Okay, I am going to write it to her, see what she says. What a crass response from her. If they've got mini eggs on top, of course they'll bloody sell. I'd be so tempted to respond, copying everyone in, with Tutu's idea. I donated some food to our school's food bank scheme, which sends the donations to the city food bank. Okay. It was a couple of tins of chickpeas and some mystery tin of food from the local Chinese supermarket, but duck it, it's food. Next newsletter, there's a message from the Corps who organizes it to drum up donations with the proviso, please no tins of chickpeas, or weird things from the back of your cupboard. Get ducked. Okay. I get that they may not help if no one wants them. I would hope at least the chickpeas would be appreciated, though, but what a churlish message. No more rooting in my cupboards for your glorification, Mrs. Shock, that is so rude. Please reply, yes, you are the expert on cakes that do not sell. I will save my time, and just eat the mini eggs myself. Or get an apron with I'm with itch face on and stand next to her. Actually, I'm thinking a range of PTA-inspired, passive-aggressive homewards and gifts would make a fortune. Bunting the spells out Gunt in nice Cath Kidston florals, Mother Ducker tea towels and the aprons. I'd buy them. Yanbu. Agree, I wouldn't bother. I would put a comment on FB saying how lovely it must be to have so little to do that you have the time to bake real cakes and spend all day on Facebook. I think that 50p a cake would be better. 50p would also stop the greedy biffs buying platefuls at a time. Seriously, one dad bought 10 cakes the last sale, and then they had to turn people away from the sale, because they ran out of cakes. This is why they are so desperate for cakes. Because they keep selling out early. Well, price them more realistically, you thick mares, and you will have a more steady sale. Yup, definitely bling the buggers up with every sprinkle, and mini egg known to man, and then practiced looking surprised and confused when they sell out before anything else. The wander around innocently saying, wow, X said these wouldn't sell, and the kids loved them, wouldn't have thought. I'd just send her a message back. Ah well, they can go in the pile of cakes nobody wants then, next to your lemon drizzle cake, haha. I mean, she can't complain, look, it's got haha on the end and everything. No. Don't put that comment given she's done this so publicly and you know her cakes didn't sell last time. Put, oh, I thought last year the cornflake cakes sold out first, and it was the dull things that no one really likes that were left. I seem to recall there was a lemon drizzle cake left last year. I hope whoever made that has been advised to make something a bit more popular this year. Back at YAH. Have just replied on Facebook with, oh okay, I won't bother then. Shame, as I thought you were desperate. Then a nice passive-aggressive, smiley face to end. Also, they are holding the cake sale in the shelter in the playground. WTF. It is Baltic. They are wondering why only 3 people are volunteering to help. What are they? Thick? Move the venue to a classroom or the hall and you might get more people to help, you thick gunts. Oh, getting into it now. Why is it that most people on PTAs are actually really nice, in my experience, but there is always 1 or 2 rat bust arts who make you feel bad about substandard cakes? I've had a reply, but not from the cornflake cake hater. The chair of the PTA has responded, no, all donations are gratefully accepted. Shop bought, homemade, whatever you can spare is appreciated. We'll look forward to seeing your nests tomorrow. XHA. Duck you, lemon drizzle murderer. I think that she is eating sour grapes, this one. She is secretary at the moment, but that will stop once her child goes to secondary school in September. Secondary schools don't have PTAs, do they? So I suppose she is trying to cram in as much power craziness as she can before her reign of terror ends. I might apply for her job once she goes. Secondary school have receptionists. Now you have to think of something cutting to say to accompany a scathing look at her leftover lemon drizzle. Are no luck selling again this year? Can I recommend Easter Chalky Crispy Nests? No response from lemon drizzle mum, though. I am dying to hear what she says. Do you think she'll be all passive-aggressive at the stall tomorrow, putting your cakes at the back of the table? You've got to watch these uber-mum types. I am really tempted now to volunteer to assist at the bake sale tomorrow. Just to be sure that old Mrs. Hair Bear isn't hiding my cakes under her massive maxi skirt. Please go along, hopefully all of yours will sell and she'll be sat with her big fat, unwanted lemony mess. Then loudly make comments about how well yours are selling and gosh, perhaps you were wrong about what would sell. In fact, sell them for 5p, it's not about the money now, it's about empty Tupperware. The duck? Lemon Drizzle has just been on and said, well obviously I was being sarcastic. They sell best. Confused. Have I totally misread things, and now, I won't be doing my lemon drizzle cake either. Oh God. She is backpedaling. Or is she on Mumsnet? Anyway, when I got to the school I didn't see lemon drizzle. The chair collared me however, and I said that I was sorry if I'd said something to make lemon drizzle not want to contribute her cake. Well, I don't think she is a Mumsnetter. The chair lady said, oh, it was something I said, actually. Not you, so don't worry. I wonder if I have put a cat amongst the pigeons and the chair has berated her lemon drizzle shambles behind the scenes. I don't think she has read this thread anyway. Thank duck. Oh God. I hope the chair said to her, please don't make that gopping lemon drizzle cake this year. Oh God. I tried to make flapjacks once and I'm not sure what I did wrong, but I was left with squares of shush that were porridge-like and jelly-like in their consistency. Too much ducking effort as flapjacks are shush anyway. Wink. I only make flapjacks if someone is constipated, because they seem to shift anything. Maybe I should actually read the recipe. So glad the chair has some sense. It cost me a fortune last time I baked for school, not to mention the time and effort. I really wanted to send in shop-bought cakes, but Dee would have none of it. Then there is the expense of giving Dee money to buy cakes. She always looks for mine, because they taste nice, so in effect I am paying for them twice. Talc. I am actually debating getting the "don't like my cooking" apron. I love it and conveys my mood most days in this house. I am undone. Marmalade, just thanks, you have crafted a thread of perfection. Once one PTA woman brought in, to sell mark you, a load of rich tea biscuits that had been iced by her toddler and tiddler's mates. Now I don't know if anyone else remembers the nursery biscuit, covered in icing, miscellaneous debris and snot, handed over with pride, and a bite missing, but fit for human consumption they are not. PPS mention of norovirus sprinkles reminded me with horror. Shared with DH, I can hear snorts of mirth from the office. Okay, have decided to stir a bit, and have just commented under the PTA chair's comment offering my services at the sale. I just said, okay, will bring my nests in tomorrow. Also, I am now free tomorrow afternoon if you need another pair of hands to shift some cakes. Wahahahahahaha. Or, thanks everyone for being kind about cornflake cakes, and not making me feel like a shush mother. You're a lovely bunch. Brew and a cornflake cake for you all. This is one of the funniest threads ever. Marmalade, I love that you just volunteered. Chair has taken up my offer of help. So, it's cupcakes at dawn then. Will you slap her face with your oven gloves or apron? There is going to be a headline in the DM tomorrow: mums have fight over Easter cakes, at school fate children traumatized. And there will be marmalade all battered and bruised with nude-colored heels on. Has anyone read Riders by Jilly Cooper? There is a scene in it where they all kick off at a country fair and end up lobbing cakes at each other and then get arrested. This is what I predict happens today. WTF. I don't wear nude-colored heels. Anyway, I am most perplexed. I just took in my nests and there in the head's office was a lemon drizzle cake. Confused. Definitely hers, because she always puts it into an M&S shortbread tin, to show off no doubt. She must have had a change of heart. Maybe she is bribing the head with lemon drizzle cake, and your kids will be in permanent detention. Some mothers can be spiteful. Punch the cake. Punch it. I will give you £20 if you do. Buy it, have a slice and then feign agony, writhing on the floor clutching your throat, the stomach, then punch the cake. Come on Marmalade, you have got £60 for cake punching. Where is she? What if she has been arrested? Arrested? For what? Cake slaughter. Grievous bakery harm. Honestly, I did want to put my fist into it. Sat there looking at sweaty and sad, like it knew of its pending rejection. Perhaps you could ice a dripping willy onto the sad RC lemon drizzle cake. I am at home now. Bake sale is after school. I will try and get a picture of the sweaty lemon drizzle slab. I think she wraps it in cling film before it has cooled off. That's where the sweaty effect comes from. I imagine it probably steams the inside of the cake, too. Sweaty and claggy. I can't imagine why it is still sat there on its own at the end, I really can't. Parents are reminded that drawing genitalia on other people's cakes in the playground is not acceptable, and are asked to refrain from doing so in the future. You need to go to Waitrose and punch one of the ridiculously overpriced birthday cakes. Whilst you are at it, give a couple of trifles a really vigorous shake, and put it back on the shelf upside down. Am I a complete moron? Yes, for laughing to myself at the thought of trifle shaking. Trifle looks like Willy Wonka's vomit anyway. Doesn't make much difference to give it a good shake. I'm updating from my Kindle, so can't say how many I will be able to do. Have just helped set up, but the lemon drizzle cake is not anywhere. Cornflake cake recipe is thus: melt some chocolate in a bowl which is sat on a pan above some simmering water. When it has all melted, stir in cornflakes until they are all coated with chocolate. Spoon into cases. It is tricky, but perfection comes with practice. Okay, I'm back home. Lost my connection on the Kindle. She was there, the lemon drizzle cake was not. There were loads of cornflake or Rice Krispie nests. Loads. I'd say they outnumbered the proper cakes at a ratio of about 80/20. She is reading the thread though. You are, aren't you? Hiya. I'm going to tell everyone what you did now, you scuzzbag. She wouldn't bring her sweaty cake out for sale, insisting that she was saving it for the helpers, 7 helpers in total. She didn't want to sell it, because it always got overlooked in favor of the kiddies' efforts. But since she had brought the stuff, she thought it a shame to waste it. Then, she went in near the end of the sale, into the school. She had sliced up the drizzle cake into 5 pieces, and offered the plate round, but conveniently ran out when it got to me and the chair. It looked like scrambled egg inside, love. How do you even manage to get a sponge to look like scrambled eggs? Grow up, if you're reading this. Do you really think that the kids make all of the cakes and not the mothers? Ha 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 ha. What an absolute twit. And she's pissed the PTA chair off now, too. Guess who'll be on chaperone duty at every disco for the rest of time? Yeah, come on. You were too puss just to start anything. I have come back with 2 empty tins. That must stick in your throat. Ha 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 at scrambled egg cake. I bet you were gutted not to go get a piece of her minging effort. I didn't get stink eye. She was just smiling piously throughout. Fair enough. I reckon the cake sale has made, about a £40 sized dent in the £12,000. Properly lolled at the making a £40 dent in £12,000. Grin. She's got to be reading this. Who slices a loaf cake into 5 pieces? Those must have been some honking huge slabs of stodge. Horry, the PTA are trying to raise £12,000 to buy some new play equipment for the KS1 playground. Yeah, the slices were like 1.5 inches thick. The poor helpers that had to eat that claggy mess. I bet they'll have icky gut for Easter now. Lemon drizzle food poisoning. Ick. Lucky escape. I love her childishness at not giving cake to you and the chair. I'm sure you were both distraught. Even the head teacher and her sons made nests. I bet she didn't mock hers. And mine were the nicest ones there. They were. I'm just picturing her mixing up that cake with fury in her spoon and a murderous glint to her eye. I'll show you marmalade. Ha 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 ha. I did laugh when she came out with her sliced cake. Like she must have thought I would have been mortally wounded by not being offered a slice of scrambled egg. 5 slices. Ha 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 ha. I love cake and even I'd struggle with a 1.5-inch slab. I bet people were desperately looking for places to dispose of it. I wonder if the large amount of crispy cakes had anything to do with the online comments on FB. And people seeing the chair's response to marmalade. Wink. And yes, I made some crispy cakes with DS today. He comes up every 2 seconds asking if they are ready to eat yet. She so did you a favor missing a slice for you, because after the woo-ha, and people from the school obviously reading this thread, if she'd offered you a slice of her lemony curdled cake, you would have looked proper petty and sacrificed your moral high ground if you'd refused it or not eaten it. You'd have had to choke it down till you remained the person who's not being publicly rude. If she really had any sort of Mumsnet urge about her, she'd have served you the largest slice, handed to you with a sinister look on her face which would leave you thinking, oh duck, has she put laxatives in it? Then making you choose between potentially sacrificing your bowel health for the Easter holidays or sacrificing the moral high ground. And if she really was a itch, she really would have put laxatives in it. Oh, I hadn't thought that the influx of crispy cakes had been a silent show of solidarity. Nah. I reckon the other mothers are just lazy like me. Wink. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Before you go please, like, comment, and subscribe for more daily uploads.